Hey guys, I'm waiting for this to pop up so I can pause it. Okay, the volume's off, so it'll come sometime. And today is likely going to be kind of dead because everyone is traveling to or already has arrived at the YouTube Homesteader reunion gathering thing over in Pryor, Oklahoma. I think, so that's okay. There we go. I got it paused. Now I can see if you guys comment. And today I thought we would propagate some mint. I have a couple mint plants here. And I got my little snippies. And I have my fun little rainbow propagation stations. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys are pretty stoked that I started doing some videos again. I did beekeeping. Was it last week? I did beekeeping stuff. Was it last week? I think so. All week, every day, I think. I think I told you that already. But I'm double checking now. Yeah, it was just last week. Oh my gosh, the days are just running into each other. So I did all the beekeeping stuff that I needed to do last week, all in 1 week, and it was kind of rough, to be honest. And I did a lot. So I hope you guys are well. I suppose the next few videos that come out, once I get them edited, are going to be probably all beekeeping related, except for the shorts. I have one coming out on Monday that's already planned, and then I don't really have any backup shorts videos. So I was kind of hoping to wait until, someone came in, but so I have these snips. They're the Corona brand. So far, they've been my favorite little snips, and they're sometimes called herb scissors. I call everything snips. And I like these ones, but they are so sharp on the tips. I poked myself just so lightly last year, and I was bleeding all over the place. So it's always smart when you are propagating plants to clean your tools with alcohol. I bought these little alcohol wipes on Amazon and, for the first aid kit, but they come with so many in the pack that I decided that they'd be nice to use out and about too. And so I'm just going to clean the scissors. You never know what plants are carrying what diseases and what they might, transfer to other plants. I got all these mints from the same place, so they probably, if any of them are carrying a plant disease or something, they're probably all carrying the same thing, which is fine, I guess. I mean, I hope not. I'm really excited about the mint. What I have here today is chocolate mint, orange mint, and strawberry mint. It looks like, though, the strawberry mint hasn't gone quite tall enough for this. I'll have to double check. But what I was doing was letting them kind of sit in a lower light area so that they would grow a little bit leggy and in order to be placed in these little trays. And these little trays are so great. I originally got this. Hey, Bruce. How is it Oklahoma? Is it warm? Because it's not warm here today. And I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I originally got this specific one, either in Germany or South Korea, and it's traveled with me, back home here. And I found more on Amazon, and they're really cheap. So I was really excited to find them. More about these little using alcohol. It's a good idea to clean, like if you're pruning trees or something. Not everyone does it, but it's just a good idea to clean your tools with alcohol when you're like, cutting things. Because like I said, it's just a good idea. I don't always do it, but I figured when I first started using these again this season, they were really dirty. I'm really popular today. So it's muggy in Oklahoma. Is it warm muggy or I don't know. Muggy sucks all the way around. So what I really like about propagating is that there's so many plants that you can propagate in water. So this year I'm doing a lot of mint because chocolate mint is probably the best mint. So I'm doing a lot of mint because I'm planting mint around all of my little fruit trees. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure out the word fruit. And I know planting mint in the ground is so frowned upon, but hear me out. I get so little rain here that I have killed mint in the ground. So I'm just not worried about it. Hey, Josh, I hope you're well. So I'm just not worried about it. And, commonly people will be like, don't plant it in the ground. But I live in the desert and I get less than 10 inches of rain per year. So like I said, I'm just not super duper worried about the whole spreading issue. So that's just what it is. Some other plants that you can propagate in water are, I think, almost anything in the mint family. So like catnip, mint, obviously, catmint. There's a lot of plants in the mint family. I think the mints have a square stem that you can kind of fill in there. And what else? Basil, sage. I have a list that I pulled up. A lot. You can also propagate your tomato suckers in them. So when you have a indeterminate tomato variety, it is often a good idea to trim the suckers. And that's the let's see if I have any examples. Not really. So imagine this is a tomato, and that would be a branch that grows in the armpit of a leaf branch. Yeah. A leaf branch and the main stem. So that's a sucker, and they call it that because it kind of takes water away and energy away from the main plant. And last year I did that. Excuse me. And it went really well. The plants that I made from the mother plants actually were only maybe a week behind the mother plants in terms of growth and harvest. And so that was really cool. If you Google up plants that can grow from cuttings in water, there's a whole list, but there's also a lot of house plants that you can grow by clipping and putting them in water, like the pothos, which is a very common house plant, and apparently spider plants, philodendrons, and a bunch of other ones. Coleus, that's in the mint family. Apparently Christmas cactus, maybe. I don't know if I believe that necessarily. I might try it. I don't know. I have one. It's not doing very well. But most of my houseplants really just aren't. But anyway, there's a ton of plants that you could grow from cuttings in a little system like this. And I suppose I'll just go on. So how are you guys? How are you, Josh? What are you up to? Oh, someone left. Fine. It's cool. So let's see here. I meant to bring something shorter that has a waterproof bottom. Oh, well, okay. So what I have in this one is a mint, an orange mint that I started the other week. You're jet lagged? Really? How was the flight? It wasn't very long, was it? I started the other week, and I'll get closer so maybe you guys can see it better. It already has roots. I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, you can see. And I wasn't sure because I had this in the window, and that was a bad idea because the water like got too hot and then everything was like all droopy. And these are some willows that I started a couple weeks ago, and they've got pretty good amount of roots on them. And I can put them, in the dirt now, but I kind of really like my little rainbow deal. And so I find it's really fun. And yeah, when you do it, don't put it in the sun. It's not a great idea. So I am really sad. So have you ever smelt strawberry mint? I had never smelt it before. And at first I wasn't sure I liked it, but it's pretty good. You slept both flights. Huh. But how long was it? Wasn't very long. I guess the only time I felt jet lagged when I flew, because I've only flown a couple times, when I flew to South Korea, I didn't feel jet lagged. But when I flew to Germany, I was like jet lagged for like a whole week. It was awful. There's so many kinds of mints now. There's like apple mint, orange mint, pineapple mint, and all kinds of special mints. It smells pretty good, but I think it's not really long enough. Oh, this one might be. No, they're not really long enough. I'm going to have to let this one sit in a less lighted area so that it will get a little bit more leggy. But we have all kinds of my chocolate mint that we can steal some starts from. And I was thinking, my thought process behind the jet lag, I guess, was, I don't know, if you're going, I don't know what I was thinking, because technically it was both in times. But if I was going like east to Germany, it was fine. But not fine. But when I went west to Korea, it was fine. But also I arrived in Korea at like midnight, so I got to go to bed like immediately, and I didn't sleep on the airplane at all. Because that was like the first time I rode an airplane by myself. And it was, like a bajillion hours on the airplane. So we got all kinds of choices here. I'll do it kind of close to the base. It doesn't have to be all the way. So I always cut at a little bit of an angle, and that might just be because my mom was a florist, and I feel like you're supposed to do that. I really don't know. But you do need to remove all the foliage that might be underwater when you place it in your little water majiggy. So I'm really excited to do this. I'm really excited to put mint all around my little trees, because hopefully it will, they say that rodents don't like mint very much. I don't know how much of that is super true, because I feel like the rodents that we have here are just like buttholes, and they do, whatever they're going to do. And yeah. Let's see, is that long enough? Not quite. Gotta take off these ones too. I could have set these out for a couple more days, I think, to let them get a little bit longer. I even brought some water in my little water thingy. What did I do this week? I'm gonna have to look. It was kind of a rough week. I think it was like because I was so productive last week doing all my bee stuff. If you have any questions about bee stuff or gardening stuff, I mean, I'm not like the know-all of gardening stuff or anything, but I might be able to answer some questions maybe. Or if you just want to tell me about your week, that's cool too. Dan is working on getting set up for switching jobs. So he's making sure that everyone, like is on the same page as far as like what he was doing at his current employer. And his last day is at the end of the month. What else? I wrote a list of things I could talk about. I finally did the big chop on my little fruit tree. Some of you may know that I am using the grow a little fruit tree method on most of my fruit trees. And that is because it's just my husband and I. Sorry. And yeah, I'm going to go for this one too. It's going to be mad. I think it'll be fine though. Mint is so hardcore. It's just my husband and I, and we really don't need all the fruit that a giant fruit tree will give us. And so, earlier this season, I planted an Asian pear, and a Bartlett pear and a mulberry in the duck pen. And I'm really excited for that placement, actually. I'm actually making those a little bit taller than I'm making the trees that are on the edge of like my yard. The trees that are on the edge of my yard, I'm not going to let them really get taller than what I can reach, which is probably, I don't know, I'm 5'4"-ish, and I probably maybe can reach 6.5 feet. I don't know. And because the point is that you're not, putting yourself on a ladder, you're getting less fruit with the little fruit tree. And I was hoping that it would make my bee's flight path above my head. Because when I go in the backyard and I walk in a certain area, which, you want to walk in all of your yard, I get bees that fly right into my head. I have not been stung yet by them, but it still happens. And it's a little disconcerting because one time one flew at my lips. Like, I'm so thankful that my mouth was closed at the time, which is surprising because I can hardly breathe as it is. And so I got lucky that time. So the point is to try and make the flight path because they fly straight through the yard to the little tiny pond that I have as their water source. Your mint patch is huge now, and it started from a little twig. That's cool. There is someone actually in Portland, Oregon, that plants their mint in the ground, and they get a lot more rain than me. But somehow she is able to, she's able to keep up with it, which I won't really have to, hopefully. I might have to trim them down if they start to get taller than my trees. Hello, James, Serenity Journey. I hope you're well. Yes. And right now, I'm doing chocolate mint, and it smells great. And I won't have as many, like I totally overestimated the amount that I was going to get from these, but that's fine. So I'm just removing the leaves that will be below the water once I get water in the little propagation station. I guess I'm just going to do one tray of the chocolate mint because I don't want to like completely make these bare. I'm sure they would be fine because mint is so hardcore, but I don't know, that could be dangerous. But you definitely don't want these in like the sunlight. It really makes them unhappy. Them as in the plants that you're trying to propagate, not the little tray here. You need to plant some stuff. You just need a good spot to plant it. Like what? Do you already have stuff to plant, or you need also stuff to plant? So what's cool, about propagating your own plants is that you can buy, one plant and you can make many from it. Now, you have to probably not sell it. There are some breeds of plants that are like proprietary. Like I'm sure that maybe the strawberry mint is, and you can get in trouble for like selling that, but you could do it for your own self. The mint you found growing along a stream. It smells like chocolate and is dark green / purple. Sometimes I feel like the chocolate mint stem is a little bit purpley. Huh. So this is like a little sucker that this is the orange mint. And it's not, I don't know. It smells a little citrusy, a little bit like weed. And it doesn't smell great, but I was like, oh, the leaf structure is a little bit different. That's neat. And so I thought it was kind of cool. There was another one. I smelled the apple mint, and I was a little bit disappointed. It didn't smell very appley. So I didn't get that one. Oh, that might be a little bit short. Oh, a little bit. I should have left these to grow a little bit more before I did this, but that's okay. I wanted to do this today. My friend has some mint that grows by her livestock pond, and I think it's mountain mint. I don't know. I've heard of that before. And I don't have enough space. And it's kind of like more woody, I think. But I don't know. I tried to grow it in my pond because I was like, well, these mints can grow roots in water. Why can't it, grow in the dirt, in water, in appropriate dirt for a pond? And it didn't. It died. It didn't work. So I was like, oops, oh well. So I'm not going to get very many from this one. But I'll probably do some sucker propagation from my tomatoes when they get bigger. Oh, hey, Stanley. Nice to see you. It's kind of slow in here today because a lot of the people who usually come to my lives are traveling to or already there at a YouTube homesteaders get together. So that kind of sucks, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll try this one. This one is this is like a runner that the mint plants seem to send out to spread. So what I imagine is that this goes along the ground, and where it touches the dirt, it'll probably put down roots. So I'm going to cut this one off and see what happens when we try to propagate it in water. I was going to uppot tomatoes, but then I didn't get my stuff together. I'm not there because there was no way I was wearing a mask for that long on a flight. Mostly. And yeah, it's in Oklahoma. So it's just a little far. It's hard to travel for me, but it's whatever. People are having a good time. I thought maybe I'd go next time. You could start a fishing YouTube get together. I don't see why it wouldn't work out. But that looks like about all I can get from this plant. Oh, maybe this one. I'll do this one too. And then I don't want to take off too many. But I'm really excited to plant these all around my little fruit trees. And I have some mint actually from last year that is still growing in the pots that I purchased it in that are coming back. So that's nice. I wish the strawberry mint got tall enough for me to do that, but it just didn't. So that was fun. That was it. Oh, I was going to do, and I kind of said already, sorry. I was going to do the uppotting of my tomato plants. And they look awful, you guys. Like, I am not doing a very good job at growing starts this year. Hey, Esther, I hope you're well. I don't have any more mint to cut. I overestimated the amount I was going to be able to cut, to be honest. I thought I was going to be able to cut like a bajillion of them. I don't know why. So these are my little propagation stations. They're fun. You should be able to, yeah, Esther. I think you can propagate, and don't quote me, but it's probably Googleable. I'm pretty sure you can propagate anything in the mint family pretty easily. And sage is in the mint family. Like almost everything's in the mint family. No, that's not true. Not almost everything, but a lot of stuff. Quite a lot of stuff is in the mint family. But yeah, I wish I had more. You can propagate. I don't know if you know. I really want to do something with this, but I don't know what to do with my little pile of leaves. I don't know what to do with it at the moment. I wonder if Benj will react the same to regular mint as he does with catnip. I don't know. He gets a little crazy on the catnips. Yeah. She says, so true. It seems like every time I look up an herb, you find out it's related to mint. Yeah. Pretty much, like, so much stuff is related to mint. It's a little bit ridiculous. Like, how did they get? I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. But did you know you can propagate your tomato suckers and basil and houseplants? There's a lot of houseplants that can be propagated in water too, and that's cool. I think it's fun. It makes you feel like you're cheating, because I'm getting many plants from my few plants of mint that I purchased this year. This is the one I started the other week, and it's finally getting roots. So that's exciting. That one is an orange mint. My favorite is chocolate mint. My favorite. And then I had a strawberry mint, but it's not tall enough to quite really fit in these yet. So I'm going to set it, in a more low light area so that it kind of reaches and gets a little leggy to work better. What else did I do? Oh, I had my little list of things. So we finally decided to, where did we get them? I got them on Amazon. I have the link in the description too. They're cheap. I think I got 4 for $20. So they're like $5 each. Originally, I got my original one in either Korea or Germany, but I was excited to find them on Amazon. They're really fun. But I don't know, it's just so cool to propagate plants. But this last weekend, we finally decided to separate the geese from the ducks because Dan finally came to his senses. No, the gander has really been beating up Donnie the Drake, and we really like Donnie. Like, he's a little cayuga duck, and I don't know, he's not like super friendly or anything, but he's so sweet. They just sit there and do their little raspy quack, and he's so quiet, and I like him so much. So the gander had been picking on him so badly that he had a naked spot right behind his neck on his back. And Dan saw that he was starting to get injured with there was blood. And so we separated the geese. And so what we're looking into doing is, excuse me, is finding some new baby geese and trying to have them grow up with Donnie, because Donnie is a new addition last year. And we're hoping that if we get some baby geese and they grow up with the ducks, all of them, and then maybe they won't be hurting Donnie. But we feel like we want our geese. Or want to have geese in general. I think their obnoxiously loud honking keeps away predators. Excuse me, or some predators at least, because it is really ear-piercing, the sound of a goose yelling. Like, if you stand right there, like, it hurts. And so it was really kind of upsetting because we always want all of our animals to get along, but we really don't have room for mean animals. Technically, we do, but we don't want to take care of mean animals, because who does? It's not fair to anybody involved. The geese, of course, are not mean to Dan. They're mean to me, but in the way that, I could just have Dan do most of the things. Like, I can walk through their little area. Sometimes they'll come after me, but it kind of just got to a point where I was just tired of being chased after. Even if I stood up to the stupid goose, it doesn't matter. He just got out for me. And which is sad, because I brought him into this world, you know. Technically, I brought him to our property, and you know, I cared for him and fed him and all of that. Plenty room for me and animals on a plate. I wish I could eat my animals. I am such a wimp, and it's just not something I can like do. And I wish I could, because we had to put down one of our geese, because we originally started with 3. Sorry, I don't know. I'm so weird all of a sudden. We started with 3. And I don't know what happened, but something spooked them so badly that one of them ran into the fence and like completely broke his jaw. Like, it was like dangling and there was blood everywhere. It was very gory, but we had to put him down because there was no way that was getting, you know, fixed. That wasn't healing, right? Right. So we had him in our freezer for like years until like someone needed some extra meat because they fed their dogs meat or something. And we're like, here, take it. You know, apparently I'm not eating it because I'm a wean. I wish I could. So, you know, when we buy meat and stuff, we try to support people. And right now we're getting meat from a company called Butcher Box because they deliver to your door. And yeah, excuse me. So sorry. So that is interesting. So now we're kind of on the lookout for some baby geese, and I kind of am interested in anything that's not white. My geese are white, and I believe they're a mix of Chinese and, is it Roman? Emden. I don't know. And so they're meat. I think in general they're not like super nice breeds. So anything that's not them, I'm kind of interested in. But my friend said that Toulouse geese aren't very nice, and I had an interest in them, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know what I want. But we figure we still want geese. And we were going to like just get rid of the geese, but then we took a second and thought about it. It's like, well, what kind of repercussions? Is that the word? Yeah. What kind of repercussions are we going to endure if we take out an animal from our current, you know, like ecosystem? And I was like, are we going to end up with more predator issues because we don't have the geese being loud jerk faces, or what? And so we decided that we still needed geese. And so that's why we're still on the lookout for baby geese. And I called one of the local places. It's called Wilco. I don't think it is like nationwide, but they were like, well, we have to order 12 geese in order to get them on a shipment. And I was like, ooh, I only want 2. And then someone was like, do you think you could take 6? Because I could take 6. I was like, no, I literally have room for 2 or 3. And that's it, like in the duck house. And I don't want more because we don't need them. We have enough chickens and stuff that we don't like need goose eggs or anything. If you haven't heard of, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but Sebastopol geese, they're so cool. They come in a few different colors, but typically when you look that up, you'll find white ones, and they have like curly feathers, and they look so cool, and they're so expensive, but I would take those for sure. That would be great. What else? I had been really behind on cleaning the chicken coop, and I know it only takes like 10 minutes to do, and I don't know why I put it off for so long. But I finally cleaned the chicken coop, with my little like poop scoop. I just had to scoop poop and the like chicken litter box underneath their roosts. And I don't know why I put it off for so long. In any case, I was in there and my bestie chicken, her name is Lady, and she's an Easter egger. She lays blue eggs, and she is so funny because she just hangs out with me while I'm cleaning the coop. And it's so nice. And she just like, it's so funny because she like watches me and kind of like follows me around. She sits usually on the perch or whatever, and like walks on that and follows me when I'm like cleaning. And she's just like talking the whole time. And that's always something I look forward to. So I don't know why I put a coop scoop poop scoop coop for the coop. I don't know. I have a video on it though. So I don't know. I really don't know why I put it off, because it's really not like, it's not hard to do, but it feels like it takes forever because you're sitting there scooping poop. So of course it feels like it takes forever. No one likes to do that. And that's really like, it's really all that's really gone on. Oh, so remember, this is sad. The other week when I was really excited because there was a bird who made a nest by my front door on like the top eave of the cover thing. It was so sad because the starlings found her and they harassed her and they broke a lot of her eggs, like 3 of her eggs. And then like that night, I thought I heard something really weird outside. And so I had Dan go check and he scared her. And then she like threw an egg out on accident when she like flew off her nest. And then it was so sad because she gave up nesting, and I would like cried because I was really excited. And but you know, after she didn't return to the nest for a few days, I had Dan reach it for me because I'm short. But he grabbed down the nest for me, and I took the 2 eggs and I washed them, and then I dropped one. And then I washed the other one, and now it's in my little eggy collection, which is fun. I have a little collection of fairy eggs, which are tiny eggs laid by my chickens, ducks, and quail. And that's just kind of like a hiccup in the bird system where for some reason they lay an extremely tiny egg compared to what they normally lay. And I have a little jar on my windowsill in the kitchen. And so I put them there. And I also have a couple eggs from a brewer's blackbird who they didn't hatch. And so they had, the other siblings had left, and those eggs were still left in there. Or that mom gave up on nesting too, because starlings are jerks. And so I really like my little collection of tiny eggs. It's great fun. But not a lot has gone on this week in particular. I really need to up-pot my tomatoes, which I thought I was going to do today with you guys, but I didn't get my things together in time, which is unfortunate because I have plenty of time to do that. Usually, I guess, you know, like I'm going off on tangents a lot more with you guys asking questions and stuff. But I'll have to work on that. I did decide that when I do make my little paper pots, the bigger ones, I found my fish food container is similar to my wooden paper pot maker. So it has like an indent under here, and there's like a convex indent outdent here. So when I like put it here, it will be really similar to, or here, really similar to what my, if I have it, oh, here it is. What my wooden paper pot maker does. So it has here this little indent thingy. And so that's what I'm going to do. But I didn't get paper cut to do it. And like, I don't know where my time went today, but it wasn't available at the time. So I think I'll try that and hopefully that'll work. And because they look so sad. I've had such a hard time with my starts. First, I overwatered and the tomatoes got really upset. And then, you tried to be careful. And then I, went to the other extreme and have been underwatering. And I finally looked last night, and I'm really glad I didn't put it off till this morning because I killed 2 pepper plants. And I'm really mad at myself for because I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. That's my day. I'm going to water them. And it was just like one day too late. Because the day before they were great, and it's just like, it's so spontaneous. It seems like what happens with those stupid little starts. And I'm having a hard time with gardening stuff this year. So hopefully, I'll make all these really, nice mint plants, and then I'll hopefully I'll get them in the ground. I sometimes, I'm trying really hard not to buy decorative plants this year because I sometimes have a really hard time planting them. So I have a lot of plants that should be in the ground from last year and some from, previous years that are still in a pot. And it's not great for them. I know it's not. So I'm really trying hard not to, and I want to get the ones that I have in the ground actually. Would be a smart thing to do since I have so many. Oh, so sorry. I hope your guys' gardening season is going well so far. We still, it's still not time for us to plant in the ground here yet, or plant outside rather. I should really be starting to harden off my plants. Is my least favorite thing to do. But, for the new tomatoes, when I make the bigger paper pots with that, I got some of these containers from the Dollar Tree. You're going to be harvesting some beets this weekend, right on. And so when I make them taller, the little paper pots, I'm going to put them in here so that they have less of a chance of falling over. And it's also my favorite color. And so I found these at the Dollar Tree. And I kind of have a lot of these. I also use these particular ones in the Bantam chicken coop as my nest. So if you have seen my video, I think it's a $2 chicken nesting box or something. Basically, you go to the Dollar Tree and you grab 2 containers of appropriate size for your chickens or whatever you're doing. And you take the bottom one and you screw that into whatever surface you have your nesting box on, so that stays in place and they're not able to knock it over by standing on it. Then you have your other one, and that's what you fill up with shavings and everything, and that way it's a lot easier to clean out. You can go ahead and just dump it, blah blah blah. And that's actually been working out really good for my big chickens. I have bigger containers for my big chickens, and this for my little bantam chickens. I love the Dollar Tree a lot. So, if you guys don't have any questions, I think I'll wrap things up. It was very slow today. I know a lot of people are out having fun in seeing other YouTube channels over in Pryor, Oklahoma for the YouTube Homesteaders little reunion meetup thingy. And I'm a little bit jealous that I just couldn't handle wearing a mask for as long as I would need to fly there, and I am not driving. So hopefully someday we won't have to wear masks on the airplane. And I'm really glad you guys came. If it's a bit busier next weekend or next Friday, I actually got some of these to give away. Just by the way. So, yeah. Okay. Well, then I hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks for hanging out with me today. I can't wait to hear about what you guys have done this weekend, next week, and everything. So, okay. Have